show. And I know if anybody's talked with me in the last couple of weeks, you know that I am so, so dedicated to our next guest. His name happens to be David Godshall. And David, it is so great to have you here. You are a United States Navy SEAL. You are writing a book. You have a fabulous book coming out. And we are so delighted that you're here with us on TV.
Well, I'm delighted to be here, Marcia.
You know, I wish we had the cameras rolling and the mics going when we were sitting there in a break, because really your conversation is so dynamite. And having just such a short time, I want to get right into this, because as a Navy SEAL, you have explained to me that your training has helped you and did help you in so many ways in raising children. So you have combined your Navy SEAL training into a book that is a really kind of a learning technique for all parents. So tell me about the book. Tell me why you felt it was important to write this book.
Well, my SEAL experiences really did give me an advantage over other parents, because the SEALs put a great emphasis on character development, and that is the foundation of success for SEALs and for children.
Do you know what I also have learned from you, David, is that it's that commitment and really starting at a very young age and letting those children know what it is that is expected of them.
Absolutely. This is one of the most important things about parenting, is being clear with your expectations and having some ground rules that you stick with.
Now, I would love to say, yes, you can just go online and you can get this book, but it is a work in progress right now, is it not?
It's a work in progress. It's going to be released in 2014. To be determined.
To be determined, because I have been giving it all sorts of, I love the title. Now, the title will remain Navy SEAL Dad. We're hoping it will still be that, because Navy SEAL Dad, when I looked it up and then I started reading about it and talking with you, I am so impressed, because you have said to me, though, today, and really when you go and you use these techniques, respect is so important. To begin with, that groundwork, respect and commitment.
Absolutely. Children cooperate when they respect their parents. And so the parent has to have a certain credibility. And parents, when they ask themselves, how much do my children respect me? They're going to know how much cooperation they're going to get. It's directly related.
I guess really what I love is when I looked up, and of course you have a website, and I looked it up and I saw the pictures of your two darling children that are grown now. And of course you have an 11-year-old as well. But your two children, when they were growing up and they knew their dad was a Navy SEAL, is there a scary situation there? Because you and I have said, you know, when I say, oh yeah, he raised his children because he's a Navy SEAL, he used everything he learned. It's not a tough military style that you use in this book, is it?
No, I think the key factor was being sure about what was acceptable and what is not acceptable, and being a good communicator. But we have a great relationship. We respect each other, and we have a lot of fun together.
I think also one of the words that I thought that I loved was, you never quit. You don't quit. You know what you want. You start the groundwork, but you gave that example of the children when they came home from school and how you use that really, I guess, always doing the same thing, having that commitment not only with you, but also with them knowing that things aren't going to change.
That's right. When children know that your expectations are consistent and you're going to follow through, they start to do their thing. They start to excel, and they can reach their potential this way. When they're in an environment that's unstable and they're unsure, this is when things get mixed up.
I have to say, too, that when you were describing your book, the Navy SEAL, actually Navy SEAL Dad, and it is going to be a learning situation, from what I understand. If when we have that in our hands, we can follow some of the exact training that you had as a Navy SEAL in the discipline. Now, you used that example, I think, in chapter number 2. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, chapter number 2 touches on 2 points. The first one is personify, which is you need to personify the values that you expect your children to demonstrate in their lives. So you have to be a good role model. And the second point is that you have to be a leader. Parents who allow their children to argue And there's a great story I have about a SEAL squad where we had 4 leaders in one 4-man squad, and they didn't make much progress. Parents have to lead, and that doesn't mean ordering the kids around and micromanaging them, not at all. Really, a few rules work best, but stick with those rules and lead by example and solicit input when it's time to solicit input. Work like a team.
You also mentioned that quality time, that the commitment, of course, to provide for your family is very important to the leader in the family. But having that very special, maybe just 20 minutes, what would you do as a dad with your kids as a Navy SEAL when you only have 20 minutes with them?
For me, the best thing is to sit down and have a one-to-one, heart-to-heart conversation. And begin by talking with them about what's going on in their life, what's important to them, and working from there. And this is a way to know what's going on in their lives so you can help them and you can empower them, which is the job of a parent.
And you also said it's okay to say no.
Absolutely. Children need parents to say no. A parent who says yes is teaching a kid that they can get what they want. They can manipulate their way through life and get what they want. And they're really not positioning them well for a successful future by doing that.
And you also use that word consistency. I mean, always be consistent. You don't let the ball drop. You don't quit. You keep going. You never fail.
That's right. Persistence is my motto. If you go to the SEAL Museum, you'll see a brick that says persistence and my name on it. It's what I stand for.
Incidentally, he is the president of the board of directors there at our Navy SEAL Museum.
Yes, and commitment. I couldn't have made it through the first day of SEAL training without being totally committed. And knowing the true essence of commitment and how important commitment is helped me be an excellent father. And it can help, and when the readers read this, it'll help them be better parents as well.
David Godshall, you speak to groups. You are available to speak to different organizations. We only have a minute left. How do we get in touch with you?
Well, you can go to NavySealDad.com, or you can contact me at Navy SEAL Dad on Facebook.
Aha, and I can tell you, if we pick up that book, and when it comes out in 2014, which means any time now, what can we expect? Because I understand the chapters on some of your Navy SEAL experiences in beginning and kicking off each chapter are dynamite.
There's some great stories in the book, and I don't want to give away the secrets, but some are going to go right to your heart, and some are going to make you laugh out loud, and some you're going to find your adrenaline levels rising through the roof. But there are some great SEAL stories and SEAL Dad stories that really tie the whole message together so everyone really understands the material. They understand the importance and the benefits.
Well, being able to put it all together is just so dynamite because we all have so much respect for the Navy SEALs, and now to learn that we can use these techniques in making really disciplining your children and raising your children so much easier. But in this last minute, you said moms need to take the tour on the book as well because moms really need that training.
Absolutely. Navy SEAL Dad is as much for moms as it is for dads. And I know that moms need a lot of help, especially when it comes to disciplining and maintaining order and getting their children to do the best. And everything a mom would need to do a better job with that is in the book.
You have to get that book. Just go online. It's NavySealDad.com. And right up there in the right corner is a little block where you can say, I want to know when the book is available, and you just fill it out, and you will let them know when the book is available, right?
Yes, I will. I promise.
There he is, and that is commitment. All right. I have to say, David Godshall, it is wonderful to have you here, and of course, we're looking forward to even meeting your daughter. She's home from Stetson, I understand, so that's going to be fun. Hope to get her on here, too, and see just exactly how strict you were. But it's a fun type of discipline, isn't it?
Yes. We live a life where we want to do our best and make the best of our lives, but we also have a lot of fun in the process.
There you go. David Godshall, of course, telling us all about his up-and-coming book, Taking Navy SEAL Discipline and Raising a Family. Hope you enjoyed this particular segment, and we'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Place where cardboard boxes become